Darkcast Network. Out of the shadows comes the best of indie podcasts.
Welcome to the J Squared Horror Podcast, where two lifelong horror fans talk all things horror. Pour yourself your favorite drink and hang out. Here are your hosts, Josh and Jake.
Hey guys, welcome to the J Squared Horror Podcast. I'm Josh.
And I'm Jake.
And on today's episode, what movie are we going to be discussing, Jake?
We are discussing 2023's Hell House LLC Origins, the Carmichael Manor, directed by Stephen Cognetti.
There we go. Bringing in another movie in the Hell House LLC franchise. I'm excited about it. If you guys have not seen this movie yet, it is available for free on Shudder if you have a Shudder account. I think if you have AMC Plus, you have a Shudder account, so you can watch it on there. And also, I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube.
Yeah,
for free.
The first three are on YouTube.
The first three are on
I'm pretty
YouTube,
sure this
so.
one is too.
This one is too. This is the fourth part of a 4-movie series. So if you haven't seen them all, maybe go through and watch them. You won't need it for this episode per se. But definitely the first one, which we've covered. If you go back, you want to hear our content on that. That is in our catalog as well. We covered that super early on, so it's going to be a little bit different than what we do today. But yes, I'm super excited about getting into Hell House LLC Origins Carmichael Manor, directed by Stephen Cognetti. But before we get into this exciting episode, what would we like to let anyone new to our podcast know?
As always, like and subscribe on YouTube.
Pretty, please.
Also find us on Spotify,
We're on there.
Apple,
Yep.
and Google.
As far as we know.
Also Instagram, J Squared Horror Podcast, Linktree in the bio. New episodes every Thursday.
Every single Thursday, two lifelong horror fans decide to get together, drink, and talk all things horror. If that excites you, come listen in. We do what we consider the most original horror podcast out there because we are not information-based. We are conversation-based, communication-based. I don't know what I was going to say. We are a communication-based podcast where we like to include our fans, include different stories, different aspects of our lives into these horror movies, and just kind of genuinely talk about horror like you would with your friends. After a movie, during a movie, outside at a bar, anything like that. That's what we bring here to the J Squared Horror Podcast. As you know, and if you don't, we are part of the Darkcast Network. The Darkcast Network is about all independent, strange, and wonky podcasts. They included us in there a couple months ago. We're super excited to be a part of the Darkcast Network. They are a great group of content creators. If you like true crime or any other type of podcast, go and check them out. You know, we only put an episode out a week, so you can go listen to podcasts on their platform. They are super awesome, and they have super, super great content. Now, getting into Hell House LLC Origins Carmichael Manor. It's quite the title, but it is quite the movie. I am a humongous fan of everything Cognetti's done with the Hell House series.
I am as well.
I get it. 2 was cool. 2 was great. 3, not the best. 4, holy fucking shit. Now, my question for you to start off this episode is,
All right.
being that Hell House and Cognetti are kind of about as independent as we can get, other than like YouTube, like straight to YouTube, this one is a Shudder original, which means he beefed up his connections and his skills as far as a director and a writer. But how many 4-part series can you think of that did this well or did better or not as good as the Hell House movies?
It's only one franchise that I can think of where I enjoy, now that I think about it, the first 4 movies.
Yeah.
And that's Friday the 13th.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you feel like Friday the 13th holds as far as 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
4
I feel like
on.
if they just did 4 movies.
Oh, you feel like you would be stoked.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you?
Fuck. I can't think of any off the top of my head. Let me just see if I could think of any. This was why I asked you the question and not myself. Let's see if I could think of anything that has 4 or more movies. I guess Scream comes to mind.
Okay.
Yeah, Scream would come to mind because as obviously you go back and watch them, but I think when you watched them, I think that they were very, very good.
I agree
1, 2,
with that.
3,
Yeah,
4.
I
So
agree, yeah.
I guess I'll go with the Scream franchise. My safe answer there. But honestly, we've talked about this numerous times. Just me and you at a bar, out at dinner, just being friends, and it is so tough for movies to have a post two success.
Yeah, because I can remember us being at Chicho's
Yes.
and having this conversation.
We were barely even friends, dude.
Yeah, and
we were like drinking,
Yeah.
watching football, arguing, and it was great because you can't. It's almost impossible to think of 4 consistently good,
Yeah.
storied sequels.
And now time goes by, and here we are.
Here we are.
Yeah.
It's crazy the way the world works. And if you guys are fans, if anybody has a favorite, please let us know in the comments. Email us, Instagram us, however you want to let us know. We'll read some of them out next week because that's super cool. I want to know everybody's opinions or everybody's thoughts and feelings on post like 2. You know, 2
Yeah.
is easy to pull off. Anything post that. If you guys have a favorite series of movies that, horror related, of course, that you guys stand up for and will stand the test of time, let us know because it's hard to pull off. Halloween didn't do it. Friday the 13th, I do feel like did a good job. Scream did an amazing job, obviously going back and rewatching them, but I can't think of any others off the top of my head where, Nightmare on Elm Street's fine, but like post 2, it gets kind of weird. You got the Dream Warriors. A lot of people have different feelings on all of that.
Yeah.
And then obviously like Human Centipede, I think has 3. I haven't really seen all of those because the first one was just eh. And yeah, so there's it's hard because, like we said, we're not an information-based podcast, so we don't sit there and research fucking movie series after we watch the movie. Hell, I watched the movie last night. When did you watch it?
Last night.
Awesome. Oh, that's right. You watched it after work, right?
I did.
So let
The
me
worst
just
time to watch
yeah,
it,
let
by
me
the
just
way.
go ahead and clear the air now. I love this movie for one reason, multiple, but this is the main reason for me. So this movie came out October 30th, which is a big weekend for me and Jake. We had a lot going on this year. We had events going on. We had Halloween stuff going on. We had our own, pulling off the podcast in that time period. And it was like crazy, but we made a promise to ourselves that we were going to get together and we were going to watch this movie together because we don't get to watch a lot of new releases unless it's in theater, and we get lucky, as you guys heard last week with Thanksgiving, how we feel when we go see movies. A lot of times it's tricky. Granted, super lucky with this movie because it is free online if you have the right streaming platforms to watch it.
Yeah.
But we're in my house, which is, usually where we enjoy our content when we can together. And we started it, decently late at night, and it's Hell House. It's creepy. I think Hell Houses do a real good job of scaring people. Other people disagree, but I think you have to watch it for what it is.
I agree.
But my guy Jake, if you guys know through the history of the horror podcast, Jake is not scared of shit. He sits like a fucking stoic just creature, and he just like that's all you'll get out of him. And like every now and then you can get a smile or I'll crack a joke or something. But we're in my couch's dual recliner. It's like you're almost at like a movie theater. It's like the exact same setup as like a nice Dolby theater, like IMAX theater. So you got the cup holders, the armrest, give yourself some space. And we got the recliner set, we got the blankies, and Jake is like physically scared. And it was so great to see because there are aspects of Hell House that happen in each movie where it's like it's done so well that it just has that lingering effect of fear. No matter what movie you're watching or which of these movies you're watching, you see these clown characters, these clown mannequins and beings or monsters, if you will, and they make you super uneasy. I'm scared. That's nobody's going to be surprised by that, but Jake was fucking terrified throughout this movie. So knowing that you watched it the first time and you were so scared, how was the rewatch? Were you still just as kind of like, ooh?
So there's one scene that still got me, even though I knew it was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
When the brother Chase, I think his name is,
I think so. I can't think of it right now.
is in his room.
Yeah.
And someone's just knocking constantly.
Yeah.
He keeps getting up. No one's there. And at one point, he's laying in bed. And he turns, and the clown is there.
Yeah.
facing like the wall.
Yeah. The clown.
And he looks away, looks back. Now it's facing him. So historically, I am not afraid of clowns.
No. Well, you actually constantly question why so many people, including people very close to you in life, are scared of clowns.
All the time. I think there's just people with makeup on. Something about the clowns in these movies.
Yeah.
That's like the first one.
Yeah. They did such a good job in the first one.
Looking down the stairs into the basement, and the clown's looking down. He looks up down, looking at him.
Yeah.
Something about all of the makeup.
It's the blood on the mask.
The blood on the mask, the lack of moving. Yeah. Until the first one, you see them walking.
Yeah.
Even, I think it's part 2, I think, where the clown's by the door with his arms up.
Yeah.
Then he swings one arm down and looks over at them. Yeah. It's just something about this fucking clown.
Yeah.
It gets me every time.
Yeah, this one. If I can, during the editing process, I'll pop an image up on the YouTube video of this clown. If you haven't seen him, audio listeners, go watch the movie because you can't see it unless you see it. It's creepy, man. It's creepy, and the way that Cognetti has written and directed these movies, like I said, it's like one of those, like, you know, you go to sleep in Nightmare on Elm Street, you're scared. You're a babysitter that had sex in Halloween, you're scared. You're a camp counselor at Camp Crystal Lake, you're scared. But for the viewer, it's a lot. And, you know, I don't know if a lot of you guys remember this or know this about Jake or not. When we started the podcast, he was very much anti-found footage films. And there's a lot of people in my life that are anti-found footage films, which I get. It takes a special found footage film to be good, but it takes another one to consistently put out found footage films and continue to build the story.
Yeah.
Paranormal Activity shits the fucking bed in comparison to this. The original one is so great. The first two were good. Then they just take it fucking way out there.
Then there's cash grab.
And I'm sure there's people out there that would probably find a way to feel like that about Hell House LLC, which is fine. That's what, you know, content and movies are for. You're supposed to be able to like and enjoy what you want. But in comparison of found footage films and just horror movies in general, I feel like Cognetti needs a big fucking pat on the back for these movies because he's written and directed all 4.
Yeah.
That's insane. Most of the times after the second one, somebody else takes over. Maybe that's the problem. I'm not sure what it is. But Cognetti has killed it in these movies, and I'm bummed if this is the last one that we'll get because, I mean, it's the origins, which means 1, 2, 3 are the continuation, and 4 is the first, so where do you go from there, you know?
So that's that kind of confuses me.
Yeah.
So from the things they find in that, like, antique shop or whatever.
That's funny you asked that because I was thinking about this last night. Yeah.
Those are the items they show are key items from part 2.
Were they?
Like it's called planchette.
Yeah.
That's what the psychic were using at the table when he found the girl looking at him.
Yeah.
Just the bottle of wine. Certain key items were from part 2.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's origins to the entire series or origins to 1 or 2. I don't know.
It's origins to the entire series because of what you find out.
Well, I guess I think the movie itself.
The movie itself is post 3.
Yeah, it's post 3.
Because it's already burned down.
But they give you like, so it's not really origins per se?
Just because of what they find out through where they're at. I think the Carmichael Manor is the origins to the Abaddon Hotel.
Yeah.
So because they're there, regardless of when they're there, they're finding out more stuff about what led to Abaddon. Because it was the original family that led into the start of the Abaddon Hotel and what happened during Hell House.
So let me ask you this.
Yes.
Do you think you got enough information or too much information?
Based off the little tidbit of a podcast live stream we just watched, everybody else feels like they got all the answers. I still feel like there's a little bit that needs to be known about the creatures that come on from beyond. If it's a cult, if it is just monsters from hell, if it, you know, you find out more about the mass suicide that happens, which you find out about 2 and 3, and you hear a little bit about at the end. No, you don't hear any about it at the 1. That's just when crazy stuff happens. But I feel like you can still dive into, what's his name? The guy that did the hotel.
Tully.
Tully. I think you could almost have an entire Tully movie.
You could.
Like, if Cognetti decides, like, I'm not done yet, he should do a movie on Tully.
So I thought Origins was going to be like a story about Tully.
Yeah, but we got the Carmichael Manor instead because that kid was there, and because he was there, I don't know if, like, he went beyond and then came back and then killed his entire family because of what happened, because he was a part of the Passover to the other side. Because he was all fuck. He was like, I was in jail, but, all right. But he's also the clown, so is he the clown in all of them?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's insane.
Yeah, that makes sense. So now it explains the clown.
It explains the clown.
And to why, which I thought also was a little minor thing. I noticed it first time we watched it too, but when the girl mentions there being 3 mannequins.
Yeah.
There.
No, there's only 2.
Yeah.
No, there's 3. Yeah, because the 2 we hadn't seen yet.
No.
You get the Hell House clown vibe, but you're like, where's the
that one has the blood coming from his mouth too.
Yeah, but you find out that's what happens to them when they pass over. He says it, or somebody says it. They're like, they're bleeding from the eyes and the mouth.
Yeah.
When they came back or whatever.
So I guess
there are still a lot of open questions, I guess.
One question I have: what happened to the dad?
Oh yeah. I didn't even think. Nobody cared.
It's never.
Nobody
explained.
cared.
No one mentioned it.
What's super awesome about this movie in particular is it's combining 2 things. Us being a part of the Darkcast network and all. What it does is it brings in true crime. It brings true crime right into the horror doorstep, which is like, where do y'all draw the line when it comes to true crime? Because this movie's based off of true crimers. They have a platform, a YouTube, if you will. I'm pretty sure that's basically what it is. They have a channel that they have followers, and they do stories, but this one was real, and ultimately ended in a not so good way. But it's crazy. I thought it was super smart of Cognetti. It's a part that I think more people should appreciate, where you kind of are able to combine both worlds so beautifully in this terrifying of a way.
So like true crime, investigating a crime.
Yeah, which
with the horror aspect.
All they're investigating is a potentially haunted. They're investigating a murder of an entire family in a potentially haunted house.
So it is a good mixture of the 2.
It's a great mixture of the 2, but then it leans heavily on the horror aspect, not the true crime aspect.
Yeah, sometimes these
fucking dope.
Well, if you're a true crime podcaster, just saying, don't dip into the real shit.
Be careful.
Halloween 2018.
Yep.
This movie.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Be careful.
It's really cool when they're able to do both. And I think that Cognetti shows that he pays attention to what's going on in the world and can create something that's relatable to all sorts of interesting parties, is I guess what I was trying to get at.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
It does connect different worlds together.
It's weird. It connects Darkcast completely. They got the J Squared Horror podcast with all these true crime podcasts, and now, boom.
Pretty much, we are the Carmichael Manor.
We are the Carmichael Manor in a true crime setting. It's fucking awesome. Did you like? How do you feel about the acting in this movie? Like,
loved it.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
They are all really good.
Very good. Everybody in this movie was good.
So let me ask you this.
Yes.
So we're in the same situation.
Okay.
Let's say we're doing like a live podcast.
I got it.
From the Carmichael Manor.
What's up, everybody? It's the Carmichael Manor podcast.
And the second you see, let's say the girl's hand come around that corner like that.
You see her face.
Or just hold her hand there for a while.
Yeah.
Then him talking, her like, I'm going to step out. Her just, boop, there I am.
Yeah.
Now what?
Yeah.
Or the ball bouncing around.
Yeah, so, okay, you said it, yeah.
I know for me, the second we got there, these fucking clowns in there, I am out.
What's so funny about that, and I'll let you get to your question here in a second, but originally in this movie, the door that the clowns are behind is completely locked. They come back down after the guy that lets them in leaves, and it's open. He was like, nobody's been in there since they died, which was like fucking years and years and years ago. And I guess because they want to investigate, they're just sticking to it, bro. But yeah, go ahead and finish your question. What's up?
Are we staying or are we going?
We're leaving, dude.
Okay.
We are leaving. I know that there's been a couple of podcast episodes where you've said I would do some questionable things for views, and I will do some questionable
the original
things.
Hell House
Yeah,
movie.
I will do some. I'll do some questionable things for views. I have matured in my. We're going on 2 years of podcasting here, but going on our third year here.
We are.
I've ghost hunted before, as you guys have probably heard on other episodes. I do quit when the getting's real. There's a bit of I'm white enough to go look at noises, but I'm also not white enough to stick around and find out. Which is funny because my sister, every time we watch movies now, she looks at me and goes, "You're that white." I'm like, damn it, this podcast is getting me in trouble. The bouncing ball thing, I'm not leaving yet. If the doors never open and I didn't see the clowns, which they have no context of these clowns, so
That's the problem right there.
yeah, it's pretty freaky. But also, if I saw a full apparition that giggled at me while I was alone, it'd be like, you're running out to go grab some cigarettes or whatever, and I'm like, I'll just hang out here, which, as you guys know, we don't. We always roll together. And I'm sitting there, I'm hearing like hee-hees and fucking balls bouncing. I'm like, okay, this is getting pretty stressful. And then I look and it's like face around a corner. I'm like, Jake, you need to get back here right now and pick me up. Whatever you do not turn off the engine because somehow they can make it to where it doesn't work. Like there's like, man. And I also know that like, I don't want to die that way. I don't. As much as our podcast may blow up if we both get murdered in a house, not ready for that yet. I'd rather blow up because of my content, not because of my death.
Yeah, I would just, once I got that call,
dude, I'd be like, dude, you need to get back here. I'm down. I'm in the driveway or whatever. Like,
I would pull up to the house, partner in the country, and please stop.
Yeah, just keep that bitch and drive, kind of rolling, and I can
hop in.
jump right in there, dude. This movie does such a good job because typically the people that are being fucked with the most already don't want to be there. And I like that they did that. Like the girl that wanted to be there most got fucked with the least. And I'm like, yo, it adds such a dynamic to this movie because she's wanting to see it through. Because as a lot of true crime podcasters or like these internet detectives keyboard detectives as they're so called today, they are like, they get a high off of figuring out something that's pretty fucking irrelevant. No offense, everyone. Like,
so for her, you find out later.
You find out later that it's a full circle.
Do you think she knew that?
No, I do not. There's no way without seeing those clowns that she knew that.
Yeah.
All she knew was that this was an amazing opportunity for some clicks, which I get. But also in their world, keyboard detectives, internet detectives, and true crimers, they have like a purpose. Our purpose is to share knowledge and fun about horror. Their purpose is to like help people like A, not get murdered, or B, like help the families like get answers. And it's like, I get that. I respect that. But also like a detective, like a police detective outside of horror, they're pretty good at their jobs.
Yeah. and a lot of times they're
paid
tried
to do this, and they've tried
to do it.
Then they're like, they just didn't try. They saw one set of footprints, and it was the sun. It's like, all right, that's cool, but at the same time, like, this isn't for you to figure out.
So I guess now, looking back on, think of it like that. They said they found one
set of footprints going.
So the dad got away.
He had to have. He had to just walked out because the son didn't.
And he's just like, yeah, I'm out.
Damn, my whole family's dead. Oh shit, there's my wife and my daughters. Yeah.
I gotta get the fuck up out of here and restart my life somewhere else.
It does kind of suck that it was kind of created off of his sister dying. Like, that's cool. It added a little bit of a context to why he may have tried to go on to the other side, but
yeah. So speaking of that, we both have sisters.
Yeah, fuck. I
do
have a sister. Two halves too, but my main one.
Would you do that? Would you go to that extent? Yeah.
I would. How about you?
I definitely would.
Yeah. If my sister, if we're driving home from like a concert she's taking me to go to Walmart so I can get some toilet paper because I can't afford it anymore. She gets killed, and I have her bloody clothing and her bloody mask in my possession, and the whole family's sad. Yeah,
Not sure how we got that though.
I don't care. Maybe he dug it up. I don't know. But yeah, there's not much I wouldn't try, and it's kind of like the Pet Cemetery theory.
I say that, yeah.
Yeah, it's the Pet Cemetery theory. How far are you willing to go to get your loved one back, even though they're not who they were? That part you don't care about. You just want to be able to see them, hug them, say hi to them. So yeah, I would definitely my sister, my nephew, my brother. Like I would, I would. We've talked about killing our moms on the podcast, but they've lived a life.
But now we're out here saving lives.
We're out here saving
bringing people back from the dead.
Maybe like the Shaun of the Dead effect, keep them chained up in a closet type thing.
I don't think you would need to.
I don't think she was mean. She was just like giggly and she might have killed her sister, actually.
Oh shit!
Yeah, she did kill her sister. That's right, she did.
Well,
no, she didn't kill her sister. She trapped her sister. The brother killed everyone. Because he even talks into the camera and he's like, my bad, guys. They're kind of making me do this.
In essence, yeah. My bad.
And then for some reason, I thought at the end of the movie he grabbed an axe. I made that shit up.
Yeah, he just puts the mask on and walks
off into the red light. Why did I think he grabbed an axe? Also, one scene I absolutely fucking hated. I will give you this.
Okay.
See if you have one, too. The girl, not the main one, the other one. Rebecca? I think her name was.
Okay.
She's making her bed because her sheets smell weird. And she's like fucking with the camera because she wants, the one girl asked them to record everything, and then it cuts to like the bloody mom in the bed.
Yeah.
No.
You didn't like that?
No.
Why not?
Too early. Made no sense. We had no context of this place being that haunted yet. And you're saying is that the cause of the smell? Or is that just what we have to look forward to later, which maybe, but I just felt like it looked ridiculously good. I'm not saying it looked bad. I just don't like that it was in there because it didn't really make sense. She didn't see it. She didn't get scared. Now, if she would have jumped out of the bed and brushed her hair or something, like, okay. But she did. She fucks with her later, or whoever that was in the bed does mess with her later, which is the whole webcam with her boss thing. That was crazy.
Yeah. So, I thought that the smell was the dead body.
That's what I thought.
But then Chase also
says
smells
the same thing. And he's like, it smells like mothballs.
Yeah, it's just old-ass fucking sheets.
Yeah, that's all it is.
And people who've been there for like 40 years. And their shit probably,
Probably doesn't smell great.
Yeah. That's what it is. I don't think there's really a scene I didn't like, per se. What I didn't like was the main character towards the end. Once she can't find Chase and she's calling out for him and everything.
She gets very dumb very quick.
Yeah. That didn't seem realistic for her character.
Rebecca didn't. She was vibing with it. She was out the door. She was like, he'll figure it out. He's run off before.
Yeah, and then she also said, I'm leaving here with
or without you. Yeah. I'm sad that she got killed. She didn't deserve it. Everybody else did.
Yeah, I agree.
The one thing that I loved about Chase, if that's his name, sorry for messing your name up.
Yeah, you're Chase.
I love how much he reminds me of us.
How so?
Just his vibe. He's like, yo, listen, I don't want to be here. You don't want to be here. So you say the word, we're out, right? I love him. But then
he's quick to support.
But then at the same time, he's like, yeah, I can't sleep very well, so I'm just gonna drink.
I love that.
He's just like the authenticity of a guy that age that has been dealing with stuff that he has. And I imagine they're maybe a little bit few years younger than us. Maybe he's closer to our age. It's just the reality of you can't sleep, you're hearing shit, and you just have that glass, and you're just drinking it I'm gonna fall asleep one way or another, bro. His character is one of the best other than the first one, the camera guy. I loved him. Yeah. He's probably a fan favorite across the board. Chase, man, he deserves some respect because also the one thing he didn't do is tuck tail and run. He went to go get them, which shows ultimately he cared. And for a little bit, I was like, oh, he's already dead because he was sharing this crazy story about meeting the girl and not being
what I
able to
thought,
save
too.
her. Like, he's a ghost too, like the girl in the first Hell House was. And I was like, nope. He was a great fucking dude that loved his sister, cared about her best friend, which, like, you don't have to. Like, she doesn't really have much to do with you. She's been talking shit about you since you disappeared.
True.
So it's like, I love the authenticity of his character. It reminds me a lot of us, and I thought that was cool. Just like, fuck it, we're here. We're going to drink.
Yeah.
We're going to hopefully get through this, but it is what it is.
I also enjoy the genuine just annoyance of the knocking on the door for him.
Yeah. Like, it was
Like, that shit
so
was legit,
yeah.
like, bothering
It's
him.
just, yeah, he's like, is it Margot? Oh, Margot. I think that's her name, isn't it?
It is
The names-
Margot.
Yeah, Margot, Rebecca, and Chase. He's like, why are they like? Always, he's thinking that they're messing with him. They're fucking with him. But when the door knocking stuff happens, it's funny because, like I said, he's sitting there with the camera and he's like, I'm done. He's drinking. He goes to sleep. Here's the knocks. Wakes up. But then, like, the immediate, like, 0 to 100 fear that he has as a man, like, we're always supposed to kind of come across as these, like, protectors and, like, we're not scared of much. And, like, we'll run into the bullets are flying, we're running towards it, not away from it type shit. What I loved about him is throughout the entire time that clown looks at him, he's apologizing.
He's begging.
The entire time.
I'm so sorry.
He's like, I'm
We'll
so sorry.
leave.
We're leaving. This is my bad, dog. Like, it is what it, like, I'm just trying to fucking leave, man. Like, I don't want to be here as much as you don't want me. It's so real, dude. Like, his character's the best, man.
Yeah,
like everything about him is so
we're
good.
on the same page.
Like, dude, I'm
You don't want
with
me
you.
here.
Like,
I don't
he
wanna
looks
be
back,
here.
it's walking up. He's like, no.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, oh God, it's so good.
It is good.
I'm sad that he got his eyeballs ripped out and his throat crushed or whatever happened to him. But
But her,
Margot's worthless, dude. Worthless. Yeah. She cares too much about the clicks or the story, and then her brother gets killed because of it. And he's been through a lot. But also, like, you should realize, like, if me or Jake leave our phones behind, go.
Yeah, leave.
Go.
Leave.
It's rare. Like, I take mine to the pisser. I was like, I don't got nothing to do but pee. I can't miss a notification. It's like, and the friend, Rebecca, is like, no, like, I'm pretty sure he if something happens. Like, he's gone. He's gone. Like, he'll contact us later type shit. But then she falls for him texting them. Like,
dumbest shit ever.
Oh my God. That's when that part is also pretty dumb. But also, maybe if my sister, but I also know how my sister texts, even, like, regardless of mood.
Yeah.
Like, obviously people text different between moods. You know what I mean?
Sure,
Like, it's like, hey, and you're like, fuck, they're mad at me. Or it's like, what's up? You're like, yeah, they love me today.
Yeah, but if 4
hours,
not even that, if
dude,
like almost 24 hours go by.
Let's call it 12 hours, dude. It's a significant amount of time to then get a hi. No. I don't know how demons learned how to text, but it worked in this movie.
Also, they had the phone. I found it in his room.
They found it in his room. I don't think they took it. I think they just put it back down.
They leave. Yeah. They do their thing. They come back. Now they're getting texts from that phone.
Yeah.
And you're like, gotta be him.
No.
What are you, fucking stupid?
You're very stupid. He would have heard y'all running upstairs screaming.
Yeah.
And ran to your aid and been like, what's going on, guys?
Yeah.
No.
Rebecca
understood that.
He would have got there and immediately called out for you guys and said where he was.
My friends want to meet you.
Nope.
No. You have no friends.
I'm just going to block this number.
No,
we're done.
Delete. Delete contact. Block number. iPhones are great. Everybody had an iPhone in this movie. Yeah. Then you got the wandering into the woods part.
That was dumb.
Gave you Blair Witch vibes, I guess.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling that whole.
It was a waste of time, dude. It was a waste.
Them running in the woods, seeing the people in the black cloaks. Who gives a shit?
Black cloaks have been going on since numero uno.
Yeah, but that whole scene was like
this
unnecessary.
one's just, it's a stretch. And it's not even a long movie. I think it comes in an hour and a half, hour and 40.
Yeah. The 10 minutes of them walking through the woods.
Yeah, I could have saved that elsewhere.
Yeah.
But
it so happens to Dad in that 10 minutes, actually.
Yeah, actually, that would have been nice.
Yeah.
I would have liked to see like a corpse. Or like they saw like a boot of the dad or something.
Yeah,
like
man,
a slipper.
he like died in the woods or something.
Yeah, that would have been fine.
Froze and couldn't.
Not this ridiculous. Of course, I see a hearse. Why a hearse? I'm like, well, hearses are dope. First of all, me and Jacob talked about buying them for the podcast multiple times. I would have bought that one right then and there.
Also,
$2,000.
Also, why does that hearse bother you?
I don't know. It's one of those like it's like a what'd you call it the other red herring?
Yeah, red herring.
I think
yeah.
it's like her version of a red herring
Yeah.
of the situation where she's like, it means death.
It means hearse.
It means it
That's it.
carries a body from here to there. Also, what irritates, we talked about this the first time we watched it, but there was a road. There was a road to get in here.
Yeah.
Because they drove on it to get there.
Walk
Why
on
are you
that.
cutting through the middle of the woods?
To get where?
Take the road out.
Yeah.
There's a road in because
Yeah.
you got there. You
Same
were
thing.
not
Back.
zigzagging through these trees that y'all are walking through
No,
right
you
now
weren't.
to get to the Carmichael Manor. You
Yeah.
weren't.
Just walk the same road back.
Walk the same road back. It's dark. It's gonna be dark everywhere.
Eventually, they said they had like 4 hours of daylight.
I could
Hey.
clear some distance in 4
Yeah.
hours, bro. I think I averaged like 6 miles an hour on foot.
I mean, at some point, if you got to sprint a little bit,
Hey, you
do
gotta
what
give
you
it a
gotta
little
do.
jog. The one girl was like, I can't run no more.
I'm leaving you. Bye.
Sounds good.
All right. Just leave.
She would have made it.
Yeah. Just talk me your wallet and your phone. And
Actually, yeah, I don't want to get a text from you in a little bit.
Yeah.
Go ahead and toss me that.
if I need money for food, give me your wallet.
Yeah, actually, just wallet. I'll check your location a little bit, see if you're still by this tree here.
Make sure nothing has changed.
Yeah. That'd be like you. That means you would leave me, you fucker. That's exactly what you just said. If I was like, Jake, I can't run no more, you'd just be like, all right, dude, I'm out.
Well, why can't you run? You just don't want to, or are you injured? If you just want to take a break, I can't help you. We have to continue to go.
Why would you run back to the house though? Of all places, why are you going back to the Carmichael Manor?
Where else would you go?
Left. I don't care, dude. It's woods. You're gonna get deeper, further out. I don't know.
Well, I guess they felt in the woods. They saw the people in the black cloaks.
They were conveniently
sorry,
on
the
like a wooden bridge.
Person or two, maybe.
It's like 4.
Was it 4?
It was like 4.
Okay, but you don't want to be
They roll deep.
middle of the night. You're not going to see them coming at all.
Yeah, but they won't be able to. How can they find you? You know? Oh, they're demons from the hell.
Yeah, they'll definitely find you.
Yeah, I
They're-
guess so.
Also, part-time mechanics, obviously,
Yeah, they're working on hearses and
Yeah.
houses, and
and they can pop your hood, do something to your car to where
it won't start
it
anymore.
doesn't start.
Well, all horror icons can do that.
So in my mind,
That's it's like if you're a horror icon going to school,
Yeah.
you gotta know how to disconnect the battery,
immediately.
but not to like leave the hood open. You got to be able to close it quietly, disconnect some shit, make sure they can't start it. You know,
It is rare.
Evil Dead, Friday the 13th, like you can name them. Dude, cars
It
don't
is
start.
super crazy. The car wash are like, I'm not going to try to figure out why it doesn't start.
Why don't you just hop out for a second and check some of your?
All right, put that there.
Yeah.
All right, we're good.
Oh
Go.
shit! Somebody did cut something under here.
They're like, fuck.
Huh? Let's get out of here because clearly these people want me dead. It's never a thought process in any horror movie.
Like, doesn't work. Don't work. No, I'm going to do it now.
Run back inside where the demons are.
I feel like, but would you have stayed in the car?
Yes, yes. Cars are safety. And the only reason they panicked is because they ended up going inside. Shit got crazy. They ran back out to the car. You could have saved all that. Stayed in the car. But then the alarm somehow goes off because they were sleeping.
I mean, I feel like,
Which means the battery was then working and it should have started.
yeah.
That would have been my first thought process.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure when they got in the car, like the license shit.
Yeah,
came
nothing was
on.
working. Yeah. She was like, oh no, how you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, well, it's
Pop
still-
that bitch into neutral
still
and tell
day-
your friend to push.
It's still daylight. Let's figure this shit out now.
Yeah, let's pop the hood. I ain't seen a black cloak yet.
Yeah, we're good.
We're fine.
We have plenty of time.
Maybe this is the difference between nope, not gonna say that. Maybe it's just the difference between our age and their age, you know? We're problem solvers.
Or these true crime
Hey,
detective
hey, hey,
podcasters.
They don't know how to detect a battery.
They're like, you know something? We're going to figure this out one way or another. So if we get to stay here and risk our lives, we're going to do that.
So the scariest part of this movie for you was the brother scene?
Yeah.
With the clown?
Yeah. What about you?
That was pretty bad. I did love all the use. Actually, when she runs into the closet, when she's terrified, Rebecca, and then sees the other clown in there, that one got me, dude. That one got me.
That was good too.
And then the everybody sees it, and what nobody else mentioned is that it's facing yet another direction. When it was in the closet, it was facing towards like the door wall. When they come back, he's like out a little bit and facing towards them, and I'm like, I saw it. I saw this bitch. He was not like that when she ran away.
So in my
And
mind,
the use of the red ball was amazing.
yeah,
The red ball trick in this movie was top notch.
my first thought was, when that initial red ball, the first time you see it, comes bouncing out.
That was the brother.
Yeah.
He's the first one that saw it. Yeah.
Yeah. At that point, we just have to leave right now.
Yeah.
Later on, when you see it coming out of the closet, in my mind, I thought I just would have just threw that bitch back in there.
Yeah, I'm not
hard as that could.
And then the front door is right there, like 12 o'clock.
So if you're coming, this ball coming at you first.
Yeah. Well, the ball's coming at you, but I'm also going to bypass you and go outside. You're going to have to turn around, find me outside. Hell, why don't more people lock themselves in trunks? You know, like a trunk's a pretty fucking safe place to be. If you take your keys and get into a trunk, unless that demon knows how to pop a trunk, you're safe, dude.
Depends on the kind of car you have.
Most cars, newer cars, you have the emergency pull inside the trunk. Even my 05 Camry has it. And that was a newer Subaru.
True. My one thought process is that would be the time where the car would now all of a sudden start.
That's fine. I'm getting out of the trunk and I'm going up into my driver's seat and
gunning
it.
No, that person's in the car.
Oh, like the demon's just like, I'm driving y'all away.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Basically, yeah, newer car, once you got the key on you, the key's on you, so the car's going to start.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they got a push button start? Ah, damn. My car's not that new.
And then they're going to stop the car. And they're going to hit the fucking trunk button.
But a demon should know how to drive or find trunk buttons, right?
Shouldn't be able to text either.
That's very true.
These demons are from like the 80s.
Yeah, they're like, oh, yeah, iPhone, letters. I can type a sentence.
Yeah, I'm about to hit FaceTime. And that clown face just looking at you. So the other clowns, we never saw them move, right? Just the main clown.
No. The clown that the girl saw, I'm pretty sure it was the other main one. It couldn't have been black and white, was it?
Only clown I remember
black
seeing
and white.
like walking and moving myself.
Yeah. Which I don't
when he started walking,
yeah.
I hated that.
Yeah, it was creepy. It was after the brother too, man.
Yeah.
But also, was he still alive?
No. Who?
The brother.
Chase?
Not Chase. The original brother.
No, he's dead.
How's he dead? How'd he die?
So I feel like
he hasn't just been hiding in the house this whole time, fucking with people? Or was he a demon when he came back with the black eye?
I feel like he was not. I feel like once he puts the mask on and we see him walk down the stairs,
he just went and killed his whole family.
That's when he becomes, I feel like.
So he like transcended into demoncy.
I think so.
Demonicness.
Yeah.
So he was no longer himself. Safe answer.
No, unless he has been just, because he was probably a teenager back then, so he's probably like in his mid-50s now, late 50s maybe. Yeah. Well, no, because you find out other movie, it is just a mannequin, so.
Yeah. So it's just a possessed version of that clown.
Yeah.
It's creepy, man. It's creepy as fuck.
It is.
It's creepy as fuck, dude. Oh, one thing I did want to mention about these movies is I love the interviews that they have that give us the filler for the story.
I do too.
Oh my God. If every movie doesn't do that. And it's funny because the thing we were just watching, Cognetti talks about this. He goes, because I chose to use a found footage film style of film, I cannot get away with certain backstories. And in my head, if I was interviewing Cognetti, which we had an opportunity to do, but I fucked it up, so I'm sorry, fans. But I would say, you're wrong, Cognetti. You did it perfectly. Because instead of wasting time on film and seeing it all happen, you have detectives or people that are close to the story telling it in a documentary style way, and it fucking takes seconds versus minutes, and it's amazing.
All you gotta do is they can just read it, show a clip. Boom.
It's fucking perfect.
And we're all caught up.
We're all caught up.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And not enough found footage movies do this. Cognetti's the best at it. I will say that. Fillers with interviews, it's fucking perfect, dude.
It is good.
It adds a realistic reality to it, where you're like, am I watching something that happened?
It gives that true crime aspect.
Dude, it's amazing. And he's done it since the first one, dude.
You hearing about a story, you're just hearing people talk about it and seeing at that time amazing. News, media footage, interviews of it. It fills everything in for you.
Everything in. It's either detectives or people that were close to the story, man. It's
Yeah.
fucking perfectly done. I did want to mention that because it's something that I would tip my hat to and tell Cognetti, you don't even see how fucking dope you are when it comes to this movies, because I just heard him say it an hour ago, dude.
Yeah.
It was like I was sitting there and I was like, I can't say this right now because we're about to do an episode. I have to get this out when we do the episode. I love these movies, man. Anything that you appreciated about these movies, this movie? Anything you wanted to add to the pod here before we wrap it up?
No, I can think of. No.
Yeah, we did a pretty good coverage of this
Like
one.
we did.
Way different. I want to listen. I can't wait when this episode drops because I'm one of our biggest fans. I am. I listen to us Thursday right on the dot as soon as I'm going to work. Then I finish it on my route. I'm going to listen to Hell House first.
Okay.
And then I'm going to listen to this episode and see how much we've either matured or gone backwards.
Or
in
if we were this good back then.
Were we
too.
this good back then or were we better? I'm excited, man. It's super cool. It's one of the times I get a chance to do that. I'm stoked on it. All right. So we covered the movie. We got all of our points out. We had a genuine conversation on it. On a scale from 1 to 10, where does Hell House LLC Origins Carmichael Manor fall for you, bud?
On a scale from 1 to 10,
That's what I said.
Hell House 4.
Oh, you quit. I didn't know that was an option.
I would say I'll give it 8.2.
Wow. 8.2.
Yeah.
Nice.
What about you?
On a scale from 1 to 10, I am going to give Hell House LLC Carmichael Manor. Oh, Origins Carmichael Manor.
Okay.
Fuck. All right. I'm going to give it an 8.5.
8.5.
8.5, dude. I'm a
Okay.
huge fan of this. I will say that it's one of the first times that I can remember that the fourth one is as good or only a little bit worse than the first one. It's rare that the fourth one ranks this high ever.
Yeah.
So I'm super stoked on
I
that.
agree with that 100%.
Usually it's like, okay, I can watch that. This one, even rewatching it, I was like, fuck, I missed so much the first time I watched this.
So if I ranked them, it'd be 1, 4, 2, 3.
1, 4, 2, 3. Yes.
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%. Yes. All right. Well, fans out there of the podcast, please go watch all these movies. Cognetti's an amazing dude. Just because I fucked up getting an interview with him doesn't mean we all have to hate him. You can hate me because I'm the one that messed it up. If you will, fans of the podcast, if you get to this point, it means you're a real one and we love you. Tag Cognetti in our Instagram and see if we can convince him to get on the podcast.
Come on, Cocktail.
Tag him. I can send you guys his Instagram page. I would really like to interview Cognetti on just Hell House overall and just his creative process because it blows my mind. And what I've seen isn't doing that quite yet. So I would really like to have him on the show. He said that people are tired of hearing from him. So I would like to let him know from our fans. Just, at Stephen Cognetti as much as you can on anything that we put out this week.
Come on the podcast.
Stephen Cognetti, we
Have
would
a
love
good
to have
time.
you on the podcast. We'll fly you out here.
Have some drinks.
We'll put you right here in between us, and you can enjoy the comforts of J Squared Horror podcasting. And if you can't fly out here because you probably have a wife and kids, we'll gladly do a nice 48-minute episode with you that's not going to take up 3 hours of your life. This one was super fun. We are gonna be doing some fun stuff here in December. We haven't quite penciled in everything yet. We have been very busy. End of the month for Jake is crazy. End of the month for me is crazy with both of our jobs. As soon as we get a plan of what we're going to release in December, I will post it on Instagram, and obviously each episode will let you know what we're going to cover next week. Unfortunately, right now we do not know what we're going to ring in first in December, but as soon as we know, you guys will know. I promise you that.
We're covering Scrooge again.
So 19 of you guys can enjoy that again. We get it, guys. It's not. It seemed like a cool concept at the time.
It did, yeah.
December's always fun for us in our self-deprecating thoughts. But we hope we can bring you guys some really fun shit this December. We're gonna think about it real hard in the next coming week. I think we both have Sunday off, so maybe we can get some thoughts together. But I really want you guys to be able to prepare and plan with all your holiday plans and everything that you guys have going on. We can let you guys know almost immediately what we're going to do for the next 4 weeks, and you guys can be prepared for it as well. So a big shout out to our main supporters, Jeff Balance, who does our design work, as you see here on my hoodie, as you see here on this sign behind us, our intro logo, anything you see us wearing, that is all Jeff Balance. If you have any design work that you want, it's Jeff Designs 119, I do believe. Let me know. I can get you in contact with him. Usually he hooks up our fans or my family very well with any type of work you need. A humongous shout out to Lucky Riggs, who does our intro and our outro music. We hit this guy with some random ideas about, hey, can you make some really cool, like, rock and roll horror shit? You're not Ice Nine Kills, but I think you could do it. And he fucking did it for us. As you guys hear during the intro and during the outro, those are all Lucky Riggs versions of horror music, and we love him for that. A humongous shout out to Jake, being the world's greatest co-host, my best fucking friend in the whole wide world.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being a part of this podcast, brother. I love you and I appreciate you so much. A humongous shout out to all of our fans out there that either watch or listen every week. We see ya. Make sure to comment down below any series that you like or how you felt about Hell House LLC in general. We would love to hear all of your guys' thoughts and opinions on that. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the J Squared Horror Podcast. My name's Josh.
And I'm Jake.
You guys have a great week, and always remember, it's hip to be squared.